We continue to honor the top athletes of the BCSN era with former NFL offensive guard Jack Mewhort. Playing football took him on quite the journey, starting his career at St. John's before moving on to Ohio State and then professionally with the Colts. Our own John Demotica sat down with Jack to go over his experiences with each team, starting with the Titans.
I could say growing up in Toledo and having the opportunity to play on the BCSN network was very cool. So unique. You know, a lot of smaller markets like Toledo don't necessarily have dedicated coverage like BCSN provides. So going out there on Friday nights playing for St. John's, it was so cool knowing that there were cameras there and there was going to be coverage available for your family, your friends, everybody to watch you play your sport. And it created such a cool atmosphere, right? It created almost a bigger stage than we deserved just because you knew you were going to be aired to the local broadcast and people were going to have an opportunity to see you showcase your skills.
Moving on from St. John's, you played at Ohio State on the offensive line. Talk to me about just that experience. I mean, I don't know if you were a big Buckeye fan growing up, but if you were, it's got to be a dream being able to go and play for that team.
Yeah, growing up in Toledo, it was a unique opportunity just because it's such a split town, the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, right? So actually growing up, I was more of a Michigan fan than I was an Ohio State fan. But when I was a junior in high school, Jim Tressel came in and offered me a scholarship to go play at The Ohio State University, and it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. During that time, Michigan was going through some turmoil in their football program, so having the opportunity to go play for Jim Tressel and the Buckeyes was just a dream come true. And obviously going on to play for Urban Meyer after Jim Tressel exited the Ohio State program was just, it was everything I could have asked for and more. Shaped so much of who I was, not only as a football player, but also as a person today. So again, it was just a dream come true all the way around.
Talk to me about playing for the Colts and just how fun, how cool, just what was that experience like?
Dream come true. Again, I know I've used it a lot, but having the opportunity to play in Columbus and then go to Indianapolis, it was just, it was so cool. You know, growing up, all I wanted to do was play in the NFL, and then to end up in a market like Indianapolis, playing for Jim Irsay and his family, and being in a locker room with legends like Adam Vinatieri, Frank Gore, you mentioned Andrew Luck, Matthew Hasselbeck was at the end of his career there. So being 3 hours from home, my family could still, it was accessible for them to come watch me play. And being in a Midwestern market coming from Toledo, Ohio, it was just, again, it was just magnificent for me as a Toledo kid to have that opportunity and then to be able to have some of the experiences I had there playing in the AFC Championship and winning playoff games against the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning, and being able to start every game I appeared in. It was just, I just feel so lucky that it worked out for me the way it did. And obviously, I got beat up and 7 knee surgeries later. It didn't last as long as I wanted it to last, but having the opportunity at all was just, it was more than I could have ever asked for.
Looking back at some of Jack Mewhort's accolades, he was the second best center prospect in the nation when he played at St. John's from 2005 until 2009. Moving on to play for the Buckeyes, the offensive guard was named a first-team All-American and first-team All-Big Ten as a senior in 2013 after learning from 2 legendary college coaches in Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer. And following OSU, the former Titan was selected in the second round of the NFL draft as the 59th pick by the Colts, but the injury bug bit hard, and after 7 knee surgeries, Mewhort would retire in 2018.